Most of the time, when we're working with JavaScript, we're going to trigger code to run by using an HTML event. So when we go to this page, I'm using events to control some things, and I'm using the placement of script to control others. So I'm going to show you both ways of triggering a script to run. So I'm going to go to the page, and you'll notice that I get a message. This is done with an alert statement. I use alert statements all the time. They're a good way for me to check variables, see what's happening, and check to see if I'm getting where I intend to in a program. I use them in error checking, and I tend to pull them all out either by commenting them or deleting them before I'm done with the page. So I'm going to hit OK here. This is showing that it runs after the HTML load, so you can see the HTML load in the background. And those two were just done by the placement of the JavaScript on the page. I have a couple of other things in here. I have a mouse over effect. That's mouse over. That's mouse out. So when I mouse over or mouse out, the image changes. That's how they used to do rollover effects on buttons before using CSS buttons became common. I can click a button and have the time written to the HTML code. So these are a few different ways of triggering a script on a page. Let's look at the source code. So I'm using both comments and different triggers in this code. So in my script at the top, this is a single line comment. You'll see this in my code to tell you how things work. This is a multi-line comment. I will usually use this to block out code so that it's not being used when I'm debugging or trying to find errors. This script is placed in the head section. I don't need a trigger to run it. I just put in the alert statement and it will just run whenever the code hits it. So this runs before the HTML loads. In the body, I have an onClick function, and this is a button. If you hit the onClick, it'll call my date, and then the button displays the text time ? The script down here at the foot, and this is where it's becoming more common and popularly accepted to put your scripts, are at the very end of the page so that they don't run until the whole page is loaded. That will call the myDate function, and you've seen this before. We're getting the element by ID. We have an ID on a paragraph named demo, and we're putting in the date. Then I have the image, and I've added a link to the image. It's just linking to itself, the current page. That's what the # does. And my initial image source is Rambo. That's the name of one of the stuffed sheep. And the ID of the image is Rambo. So on mouse over, I call swap1, and I change it to the Rambo 2 image. On mouse out, I call swap2, and the Rambo 1 image is called. That's how the simple mouse over effect is done. So for your homework, you're going to work with several of the different events, and you can use image changes, text, alerts, anything you'd like that we've learned so far to show that you can trigger things with different HTML events.